Hello everybody, this is Lara with your weekly video for US oil for the week ending Friday 19th of May 2023. Prices just moved sideways for the last couple of weeks in a really narrow range. It's in a small consolidation, and on balance volume's also got a little consolidation. It's possible on balance volume might break out before price, and if it does it may give us a useful signal. For now I have two Elliott wave counts, one expecting an upward breakout, the other looking at a downward breakout. If price breaks out lower, the target for support is 59.88. If price breaks up higher, we will have confidence in that breakout with a new high above 74.05, and then a target for the long term would be 260. Always assume the trend remains the same until proven otherwise. US oil has been in a downward trend for over a year now. I'm labelling this downward trend a double zigzag at cycle degree. Cycle 2, a double zigzag, the first zigzag in the double over here labelled primary W, the double joined by a 3 in the opposite direction labelled X, subdividing as a zigzag, and primary Y, the second zigzag in the double, A, B, C. It could be over here, but we could see further downward movement. At 59.88, intermediate C would reach equality in length with intermediate A. That might bring price down to find support at the upper edge of this big channel that's copied over from the monthly chart, and it's really important. Price behaved normally around this channel, so it's got technical significance. It's had multiple tests of support since price broke out. And cycle 2 at its end could be the final test of support. Cycle 2 may not move beyond the start of 1, below a 10.24. Let's take a look at the first of two daily charts. From this low here labelled intermediate wave A, this point down here, here's the flat correction for intermediate B, flat subdivide 3, 3, 5, and they are labelled A, B, C. When B ends, C begins. Intermediate C may be an incomplete 5-wave impulse with minor 1, 2, 3, 4, and now minor 5 to continue lower as an impulse with minute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've looked on the hourly chart at this, and it will subdivide best as an impulse, so that's how I'm going to label it for both wave counts. If minor 4 continues further, it may not move into wave 1 price territory above 74.05. Alternatively, my alternate wave count is identical to the main wave count up to this point here, and then it differs. It differs in how I'm labelling intermediate wave C. It is possible to see intermediate wave C as a complete 5-wave impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's correct, then it is possible that cycle wave 2 could be over, and this could have been a cycle degree trend change. We will have first confidence in this massive trend change if we see a new high above 74.05. After that, a new high above 83.54 would add reasonable confidence. If that happens, the target for cycle 3 will be 260, where it would reach 1.618, the length of cycle wave 1. Cycle wave 3 may only subdivide as an impulse, and within it, the very first second wave correction at minor degree may not move beyond the start, below 63.67. On the weekly chart, at the low, there's a long, strong, bullish long lower wick with volume pushing price lower, although this week previously had even stronger volume, so overall a little bit of a decline in volume at the low. That's pretty normal around a sustained low for US oil. Now for the last 2 weeks we've got small range bodies which are just moving price sideways. We can't draw a conclusion on volume for the current week because, as always, I'm recording this before the close for New York. Currently support about 70, and below that stronger about 65, resistance above at 83. On balance volume is also constrained at this time frame, no signal here. ADX is still indicating there's a downward trend, and there's a long way to go before it's extreme and before RSI and money flow reach overbought. So if we want to assume the trend remains the same, then there's plenty of room to go below before this trend reaches danger territory. So look for support at 70, and then below that 65. Stochastics neutral as well, and ATR declining as price moves lower. On the daily chart, a strong hammer candlestick pattern at the last low gives a strong indication we may have seen a trend change here. It comes in the context, though, of a not extreme downward trend, and RSI didn't quite reach oversold, although money flow did reach oversold. So conditions aren't as extreme as they could get. We could certainly see just a consolidation to follow this hammer and then more downward movement. So that's why I have that wave count for you. Price is moving sideways for the last several sessions with resistance about 73, 74 and support about 69 to 70. Volume is declining as price moves sideways. That's absolutely normal behaviour. Previously, volume was pushing price lower. Here's the little range on balance volume. Doesn't have great technical significance, but the consolidation's pretty new. So draw your support and resistance on balance volume. Wait for a break above or below, outside of this little range to give us a signal. Sometimes on balance volume will trace out a range and then break out just before price does and give us a handy signal. ADX, I checked carefully with yesterday's data, is flat. There is no clear trend. RSI is neutral, money flow is neutral, and stochastics is neutral. With no clear trend and price consolidating, we need to wait for a breakout for confidence in the direction of the next trend. That's it from me this week with your oil analysis. I hope everyone is looking forward to a fantastic weekend.